Hello, this is Ashee from Crafting with Ashee, and welcome to this card making paper crafting tutorial. Today we're talking all about fancy fold cards, fun fold cards, and this is the one I have to share with you today. It's this lovely birthday card, floral birthday card, and it pops up like that and stands up like that. You can see the inside, and you've got these little diamonds that pop up like this, and of course it'll fold flat for storage, just like that. And then it just pops out. Isn't that cute? So let me show you how I made this. This is not my idea, I should say. I found this online. Like a lot of people, you search Pinterest for ideas, and I found someone else making something like this, and then I sort of adapted it to what I wanted. So my card base this time is going to be blueberry bushel. Last time it was fresh freesia. So this is a standard A6 card base. That's an A4 sheet that folded in half, and then an A4 sheet cut in half and then folded in half, I should say. So we are going to score firstly at 5.25 centimeters. So let's find that. 5, 1, 2, roughly around there. And remember, on the trimmer, your scoring blade is your light grey blade. And then we're going to score again at 10.5 centimeters. Okay, so those should be your two score lines. Then you will have a piece of melon mambo. You should have a piece here. Last time was blue bush, and this piece should measure 12 centimeters. By 5 centimeters. So let's just check this measures 12. Needs to be cut down slightly. There we go. 12 centimeters by 5 centimeters. And we're going to score on this long side at every 2.5 centimeters. So you're going to score at 2.5, and then at 5, and then at 7.5, and then at 10. Okay, so that should give you all of your pieces perfectly. Okay, so let's move that out the way and do some folding on our score lines. So here we're going to just burnish on this one center score line of our card base, and in this piece we've done this 5.5, we're going to fold it back on itself and give it a good burnish like that, so it'll look like that. Then this little piece here, we're just going to fold on every score line for now. Okay, and I'm just going to make sure it's really working well. Okay, right, let's start to assemble this card. Okay, so I've got a piece here of melon mambo that I'm going to stick on the front, and I'm not going to give you all these measurements from now on, otherwise I'll be here all day. But they will all be on the blog post on my website, and you can find the direct link to that in the description box below, as well as a link to all my social media. So do click on that and you will find everything you need to make this card, the supply list and all the measurements. Okay, so then I've got 2 more pieces here of melon mambo, and I like this combination of melon mambo and blueberry bushel. I think it looks really fun. I've always been a fan of pink and blue together. Back in the day I had 2 little My Little Ponies. Can't remember what they were called, but one was pink and one was a light blue. They were my favourites together, and I used to tilt them so that they sort of always looked at one another, like they were little twins. Okay, There we've got down those base pieces. Now we're going to put down some lovely pattern paper, and I've got here, this is the lovely Garden Designer series paper. So let's put this down. I've got this big piece to put here on the inside. If it's got a direction, just make sure you take that into account. And then I've got 2 strips here. Which I'm going to put down. I really like this. This is really so pretty. So pretty. I'd be happy to receive this. There we go. So have you been enjoying the spring florals outside? All the lovely cherry blossom and daffodils and such like. I certainly have, and it's inspired me to make some lovely floral cards. Okay, so there we've got those pieces. Now I've got 3 little squares of Melon Mambo and 3 little squares of Designer Series paper. Now you could either use this side or this side. I'm going for this side. I want all the pretties. These are going to be at an angle. Like that, or like that. So just be aware of that when you're putting this down on your paper. There's going to be an angle. Will be okay, and this will be fine. Yeah. Tombo's getting towards the end, but like any good crafter, I'm not going to give up on it till there's nothing left in that bottle. Okay. So now we're ready to assemble the rest of our card. Let's put this together first. This is going to be our little mechanism now. You'll see one piece here is a little shorter than the rest, and that's going to be the piece that's going to tuck underneath. And originally I did make it the same size, but I found that at times if your cutting and scoring wasn't exact, it caused a problem. So by having it just slightly smaller by 1/2 centimetre means there's nothing that's going to get in the way. So you're going to basically end up with a little box like that. See? Okay. Right. Let's put our card together. So we're going to have one diagonal of one of these at the top initially and one of these at the bottom, and they're going to meet in the middle like that. So I'm only going to want to have glue on just this one little area here of my cardstock. I don't want to go over that centre line. I'm going to line it up point to point with the edge of this cardstock, edge of the blueberry bushel card base. And you can see there that nothing's hanging out, there's no glue hanging over. That's fine. And then we're going to do the same here. So we just want to have just there. And lining it up point to point. You can see that, give it a good press down, and you can see we've got this starting. So now, whoopsie daisy, we want to put this, so we want to center this top to bottom. So this piece measures what does it measure? 6 centimeters. So I am going to just use my ruler see how much this measures, make sure it's measuring what I think it is. Yes. So just shy of 15. So 15 minus 6 is 9. So I want to come down about 4.5, roughly there. Somewhere like here. To my mind, you can measure it exactly, but to my mind that's going to be fine. And I'm going to make a little pencil mark. Whoopsie daisy. Just a touchy little one there and a teeny little one there. No one will see that. Now I want this join to be where the glue is. So I'm going to put some glue here. Wants to work, that is. On this join. And I want to butt this up to the score line, but don't go over the score line. I'm going to do it in between those two pencil marks I made. You basically want to make sure this is centered top to bottom. Okay. And then we're going to put glue also on this piece here, and that's going to be our mechanism. So we want to have glue here as well. And then I'm going to fold this closed on top of it, just like that, and give it a really good press down. And you can see here our mechanism is working. Get rid of the ruler before it causes a problem. And now we want to put this piece in, so we want to arrange it where we want it, so it'll come out about somewhere like there. So what I'm going to do is make sure it's in a bit, is lift this little point up here, and I'm just going to put glue just on the edge here of this point. My tombow wants to work. And then lift this up and bring this in underneath. Whoopsie daisy. Bring this in underneath. So now we've got glue there, we know roughly where it's going to be. And push it down. There we go. You just want to make sure you don't have glue over the score line here. So I'm just checking. I don't, that's fine. Otherwise it won't work properly. So there we go. Isn't that cute? And you can see there how it will stand up like that. Alright, let's get rid of those bits and let's tidy up a little bit here. We're going to use some ephemera pack sentiments for this. So I'm going to bring these in here. I'm going to go for some of these here. I've got tons of these. Some of them are falling out, as you can see. So let's have a look what we could use. Okay, so I settled on hello, hip hip hooray, it's your day, and make a wish. I just stuck them down with some dimensionals, and there you go, there's our card. Isn't that lovely? So there's that one. There's that one here. You can tell me which one you prefer. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you did, as I said, I'd be grateful if you could give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to hit that notification bell. So until next time, enjoy being creative. Bye.